Hey, Kimmy, baby, I had a book over here in this drawer. You seen it?
You mean a little black book? Oh, honey, I cleaned out those drawers in that whole room and made a big donation to Goodwill. But don't worry, we can get you another one.
Oh, hell no. You're never going to believe what happened to me today at the Goodwill. I found a book of seed phrases, honey. I can get those hair transplants now. Oh.
Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
I bought some crypto, I bought at the top. Felt the FOMO, man, I couldn't stop. Dreams of Lambos and a yacht to land. This digital gold slipped right through my hand. Charts climbing high like I could touch the sky. But fortune smirked and waved goodbye. Hopes of riches flying high and proud. And then the plunge, oh what a crowd. And then the market fell down, fell down. There goes vacation, there goes the rent. Oh, that money's long gone spent. I bought some crypto then. The market fell down, fell down. I watched the news hyped up on my screen. 1,000 voices saying evergreen. But the bubble popped and left me dazed, lost in a haze, crypto craze. Lucky rabbit's feet couldn't save me then. Every coin I bought turned to dust again. Back to dreaming on a subway ride, feeling the sting of that crypto tide. And then the market fell down, fell down. There goes vacation, there goes the rent. Oh, that money's long gone spent. I bought some crypto then. The market fell down, fell down. There the market fell down, fell down. There goes vacation, there goes the rent. Oh, that money's long gone spent. I bought some crypto, then the market fell down, fell down. Then the market fell down, fell down.
Riding waves of midnight belief, promises turning into grief. tight, but I'm losing faith in the night. When moon crypto, when moon, I'm so tired of waiting. Everyone is capitulating. I keep hanging on to my dream, but nothing is as it seems. Streams of gold, screens flash by, staring blank into the sky. Echoes of fortunes will pursue, but shadows keep blocking my view. When moon crypto, when moon.
For those of you out there that have hit that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
We chase digital highs. We race the blockchain tides. And yet I buy. And yet I buy. In this alone I cry. No cold wallet, no secure home. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My coins get hacked away, my data gone astray, and yet I trade, repeating in dismay. Can't trust a note or drone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If I can't own my coin, I'd rather be a clone. No decentralized home, no key to call my own. When the numbers up, he's all charm and grace.
The hacker's going to use it too, so that means hacking is going to go up exponentially. And a lot of
Loves a touch, sweeter with a smile on his face.
exchanges, and we should be taking that at heart. I mean, we need to soft.
But when the market crashes, oh, he sinks so low. Mood swings like a pendulum from high to hollow. Every tick and talk, he's counting like gold. Fingers on the pulse, cold heart won't hold. When Bitcoin's climbing, we dance on moonbeams. Fall comes, he's a bear lost in techie dreams. I just wish he loved me as much as those charts. Wish he touched my soul like he touches those parts of his wretched crypto world where I'm just a ghost, longing for the days he loved me the most. Up or down, we're bound by this wager's game. Price tags on our love, caught in crypto's flame.
My problem is I'll put it on my radar or note and I forget to go back.
He provides, but the cost leaves me aching apart, yearning for his touch to fill this empty heart. He whispers sweet nothings when the market's kind. When fortunes fall, I'm just a shadow left behind. Each high and low we ride this volatile stream, but in my heart I just wanna be his dream. I
advance. I'm gonna listen to you, Matt D.
Bleeding while it's crying in the night.
Next time, I'll learn my lesson.
Crypto's down, ain't nothing feeling right.
Every time.
Road Dogg says, don't you lose your head. Pick up the pieces, rise up from the dead. The charts are falling, but keep your cool. Emotions wild, don't be a fool. Markets crash, then they rebound. A whale's out there buying up the ground. When you feel like selling, don't believe the hype. Remember, someone else is giving it a try. In the dips that cause your heart to ache, there's a chance to build, don't make a mistake. Lessons learned in market sway, in bull and bear, both night and day. Smart moves keep you in the game. Patience leads to fortune and fame. Oh, every dip a chance to hone your skills. Watch the trends and grab those thrills. Road Dogg's wisdom cuts through the haze. Navigate the volatile crypto maze. When you feel like selling, don't sell the hype. Remember, someone else is giving it a try. In the dips that cause your heart to ache, there's a chance to build, don't make a mistake. Every dip a chance to hone your skills. Watch the trends and grab those thrills. Road Dogg's wisdom cuts through the haze. Navigate the volatile crypto maze. Oh, when you feel like selling, don't sell the hype. Remember, someone else is giving it a try. In the dips that cause your heart to ache, there's a chance to build, don't make a mistake. Oh, don't make a mistake.
We saw us losing some trading. That's one of the first things, but you know that's kind of normal. And then you can get another trend line, but we lost that one too.
Dark screens glow where the candles dance.
All that trend line strategy.
Fibonacci lines with your steely glance.
Execute all the
Road
ideas.
Dogg's voice, my guide on display. One more trade sets my heart ablaze.
10%, some kind of percent. Just a
Charts and graphs, they paint the night.
trend line here. Oh man, we got a breakout. Let's get it.
Your wisdom streaming, shining bright.
But you know, we can start following.
Trend lines stretch like your feathery touch. Can't get enough, I want you so much. Craving unseen. Road dodge in sight, pure and clean. Market moves, I dream the serene. Every episode a financial serenade. Gobbles of wisdom charts cascade. Masked allure, in your nest I have stayed. Longing for road dog, my life remained. Craving, watching road dog, no lie. Crypto whispers make the market high. In your mask you analyze and fly. Road dice show I'm hooked. Oh my.
What can we learn now? Where can we find some support? That's probably what we should be looking at here. We see the trend line and what it gives us. What's the Fibonacci tell us? Fibonacci's telling us that, well, the 618 didn't quite get hit, so she's still very good. We could come back and touch that. That would suck. Be retesting this lower
I was sitting in my basement dreaming of a Lambo ride.
Elliot, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Road dog crypto came around and took me on a wild tide.
Waves. Yeah, we got fifth wave up there with ABC correction.
With his charts and trend lines, magic like a wizard in the night. I became a millionaire thinking it's a crazy ride. Up, down, sideways, oh my wallet's gone insane. Bitcoin to the moon, but then it falls like pouring rain. Little Doge went barking, I got rich in just one night. Crazy ride, this crypto, my portfolio's taking flight. Late night candle watching, got my eyes already sore. Holding through the FOMO, feeling richer than before. Thanks to road dogs voodoo, called Fibonacci lore. Crypto roller coaster got me begging for some more. Up, down, sideways, oh my wallet's gone insane. Bitcoin to the moon, but then it falls like pouring rain. Little Doge went barking, I got rich in just one night. Crazy ride, this crypto, my portfolio's taking flight. Lost $1 million, gained $1 billion on a Tuesday afternoon. Mama telling me I'm crazy, but I'm howling at the moon. Road dog taught me patience in this market full of gloom. Now I'm riding crypto waves like I'm rocking on a tune.
Here, Telcoin went up.
Up, down, sideways, oh my wallet's gone insane. Bitcoin to the moon, but then it falls like pouring rain. Little Doge went barking, I got rich in just one night. Crazy ride. dreams falling. Crypto dreams fading, no more all in. Grip tight on the wheel, stormy squalling. Sun blaze soon, clouds start stalling. Emotions flare, but we stay focused. Dipping down, yet composed and fearless. The market's crazy, man, it's ferocious. From the bottom up, never hopeless. Hold the line, we surf through the swells, crashing lows, soaring peaks, rebel yells. Through the turbulence, managed so well. Crypto sunrise, story we tell. Charts go wild, screens electric. Riding out, resilient and hectic. Bear or bull, always reflective. Fortune swings so eclectic. Keep our cool, never fold. Through the chaos, hearts of gold. Future bright, as stories told. Crypto skies, dreams unfold. Whispers in dark, market spies. Hold our ground, never lie. Truth in numbers can't deny. Moon's our limit, touch the sky. Hold the line, we surf through the swells. Crashing lows, soaring peaks, rebel yells. Through the turbulence, managed so well. Crypto sunrise, story we tell. Surf through the swells, crashing lows, soaring peaks, rebel yells. Through the turbulence, managed so well. Crypto sunrise, story we tell. Charts go wild, screens electric. Riding out, resilient and hectic. Bear or bull, always reflective. Fortune swings so eclectic.
Coins and condense them down and maybe try to play them up as the market goes. You know, that's not working out great for me right now. I'm in some drawdown. I'm gonna have to manage that very carefully.
Back before I mined digital gold, I was chasing tacos in the street. One hand clutching my crypto cold, others got a taco just to eat. Got wallet stuffed with coins and guac, trying to decide but it's tough. Do I hold or take a taco walk, figuring out which one's enough. Crypto dancing in my head, tacos teasing my taste buds. I'm loving both, it must be said. No way I choose just one of its goods. Yeah, spicy salsa or blockchain flair, both got me in quite a bind. Never can I pick just one, I swear. Between the two, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, in the trade markets or taco stands, I'm torn between two loves so pure. One hand typing while the other lands, a taco wrapped up with allure. Crypto dancing in my head, tacos teasing my taste buds. I'm loving both, it must be said. No way I trade market's a taco stand. I'm torn between two loves so pure. One hand typing while the other lands. A taco wrapped up with a lure. Turkey takes the stage at night, featherless and shining bright. He's got the charts and Fibonacci lines, calls the pivot points every time. Turkey in the camera light, smooth skin shimmering so.
All right, I cut the music off. I think it's the volume imbalance with the music. It's blasting. Really? It should be ducking. Jason says, I think it's the music. I turned the music off. Let's see how that's going. Okay, there's my... Oh! Well, one thing is that my microphone was turned way the freak down for some reason. Why is that? Can we hear? All right, let me see. Okay, we got that up. Turn the music back on. Does this sound better? I can hear you now, but it's still 1% of normal mic. Okay. There was a delay, and I think I found the problem there. Let's see if we got it now. Brackets of interest says yes. Is that? Boom, fixed. All right, cool. Golly, man. I blame this on Mercury coming into retrograde. It sounds crazy, but man, I feel sensitive to that. It sounds like woo-woo stuff, I know, but I've learned that about 2 weeks before Mercury goes into retrograde, I start getting affected, man. My computer stuff goes crazy. I just start feeling the effects of it, and it sucks. For those of you who don't know, and it may be sounding a little superstitious, but I've just had so much experience with it. I'm a firm believer. When Mercury goes into retrograde, technically that's supposed to affect business. Therefore, it can affect markets. Usually they kind of go sideways and which apparently we're getting a little taste of that. In personal life, I mean, no business contracts. Any kind of business contracts that you get into when Mercury's in retrograde, they will usually bite you in the ass. And I tried to explain that to my wife when we were building this shed, which was going to be half of it a greenhouse and half of it a mining shed for me to mine Bitcoin and stuff like that. When she did that, I warned her. And sure enough, we got a leaky roof on that sucker a year later, still not fixed, going back and forth. Was it Mercury in retrograde? I'm leaning toward it was. Anyway, another thing is, and then anything dealing, so it deals with Mercury rules over commerce and also rules over thinking. So your thinking can get off. Your decision making could get off a little bit. And computers, technology, anything technology related. So when it comes to backing up your keys, backing up your files, doing things electronic, you may see a lot of fritzes going on. And so I expect over the next 3 weeks, maybe in 4 weeks, man, I'll have a lot of muted mic nights. I'll have a lot of days where I have to restart a stream. Count on it, because it just kind of happens. But anyway, that's just me ranting. Guys, how's it going? 10 people hanging out. We finally got our sound fixed. Let's go back and so I was saying all this stuff, and I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Let's see what you guys were saying. I can't hear crap. Is he talking? Hopefully we got that. Hopefully we got it. And tell him Lifer is going to see him on the street and serve him an ass whooping, because the Lifer is the realest dude ever to touch a microphone, and not your average YouTuber. It's his words, not mine. Talk, 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 talk. You know, I mean, I do have a little beef with Lifer. I do, at the way that he presents things, because he presents himself as a trader that traded his ways to millions of dollars, and I'm sorry, you can't back that up. When you can show me where he's grown that account that's dropped from 29,000 to 13, when you can show me him actually doubling an account with his techniques that he's pushing on to people with his 1 minute trading strategies, well, maybe. But what I see is mostly ego stroking and, you know, making money doing it, being a controversial figure. Big Boy did that too, very controversial. So rub people the wrong way by probably, you know, when we call that a personality that kind of splits people, you know, he rubs some people the wrong way. You love him or you hate him. Okay, so he's got a good thing going on. His true strategy is take money earned from the trading group and just put it into Bitcoin. Long-term holding is a great strategy. It's wise. That's not what he's teaching you to do. It's not what he's teaching you to do. It's not what he's teaching his audience to. He'll say it every once in a while, but he whenever confronted with how he made his money, he will stop right there. But he insisted he traded his way there. I'm sorry, but the math doesn't add up with that. If you made millions in a bear market, well, you should have all kinds of good strategies, something better than one that's not playing out on what you're showing every day. And I'm just saying that. I'm not trying to create a stir, and I shouldn't really be talking about other YouTubers, but I mean, this has got to come out. When he comes out and then he berates his followers for taking a trade that he put out there and then says, no, it's your fault. Well, he made a lot of things when he was presenting that idea that would lead people to make faulty decisions. I'm sorry, he's just sloppy. And well, I'm just saying. And everybody that's ever come up to me mouthing off on the street for an ass whooping, I find out they usually can't fight. Now, I'm not the best fighter in the world, but I do have my training. I got my training. I ain't scared to use these hands. I know some secrets on these hands. But I'm not trying to talk big either. I could get my ass whipped because of my shape. My wind might not be up or something, but barkers bark. Brackets Venture says, I love my turkey dog. I love my peoples. You guys are so good. And I mean, I would say it's fortunate. I mean, I try to avoid doing those things, and I really make an effort to try to. And maybe sometimes, you know, sometimes we all get emotional. I might get excited about something I see there, but I do try to make it to the point, man. I mean, you've got to do your own TA. Anybody you see here on YouTube, man, it should be a second opinion. It should never be what makes you say, I'm going to do it because they're doing it. That will get you wrecked, because your mindset is not the same place that ours is if we're doing one thing, and that's something that doesn't come across. You could have the most perfect trade setup. Nostradamus himself can give you the targets, but as the market unfolds, your fears and doubts are going to make you make decisions that, you know, you will not trade it. And I think maybe that's what Lifer was trying to hint at today, but it did not come across that way. And it definitely did not come across the day that he was making that trade setup, because he was all full of himself with that big ass move to the upside. And everything can't always be a flag to the upside. And if you see that, well, I'm like, I don't know. To me, that's a red flag. But anyway. War PC guy says, I can't help but roast the Flatlanders. Don't take that seriously. Croutons go in the salad, right? Toss salads. Sammy going to hurt him when this cup in handy is to the upside. Well, that's one thing. We got two different definitions of what a cup and handle is. The masters say one thing and Lifer says another one, and the masters seem to work out. Their details seem to work out better than his. I'm just going to throw that out there. Sammy, cup and handy, win rate 90%. I know. You would think that account would just be doubling, tripling, quadrupling, right? Well, I'll tell this story. In August, I got my ass handed to me, man. I had a $13,000 account right where Sammy is right now, and I got liquidated. I got hit hard when all that stuff, because I was trying to a strategy, playing around with it, and it did not work. I had to build that account up from 1,800. I'm at 10,000 right now. Broke 10,000. I may be under now with the market falling down, but I've taken that 800 and 10x'd it with what I did and taken the lessons I learned from having my ass handed to me, being more on managing my risk, and it's paid off. And in that time, I've only seen his account just kind of actually dwindle and then kind of hang. He's doing all right now, about 13,000. So he's hanging in that area. But it wasn't always there. It was 5,000 and he added 20,000, took it up to like 27. And then I don't know if he took money out or if it just fell there. He doesn't talk about that stuff. There's not exactly the best transparency on that kind of thing. And I think there should be. If you're trying to teach. Or PC guys, I think we all feel the same about life. Or after I scanned back to the part where he trashed someone for taking his trade up and said, yeah, exactly. That was. I mean, that's his people that he's supposed to be teaching and supporting, and then he just flip flops. Oh, wasn't my fault. It's your fault. You didn't play it right. I mean, what kind of BS is that? I mean, there's an element to that, but there was also, like I said, there's also an element in the way he presented that call and the way he presents a lot of his calls. And that's what entices people to get caught up in those situations, because he's playing with the new people's emotions with a strategy that is not for a new person. It is not for the newbie coming in. Bracket says, can we look at Sweet? We can start getting into altcoins. I've gotten on a rant here. This is the weirdest stream I've done in a while. Ego stroking, well, that's exactly what it is. And ego is the worst thing for you in this market. And that's one of my number one things that I will say here on this channel. That's what always gets us wrecked. It's ego and emotion. Ego is that tricky emotion, makes you feel confident, overconfident. And when you start feeling overconfident anytime in this market, that's your signal. That's your top signal. It's always your top signal whenever you get, oh, we got it going on. When it's always, honey, look how much we're up today. Look. We're doing it. We're a genius. That's your top signal. That's your take profit signal right there every time. Every time. 2 weeks later, come back and see if that ain't true. 2 weeks later, come back and see if that ain't true. Your emotions. And when you get cocky, you start making dumb choices. And that's whether you got a YouTube channel or you're just sitting at home doing this on your little laptop or whatever. When ego gets involved, you make dumb choices. That is a solid rule to go by in trading or investing. It comes across that way. It really does. I am so glad that you guys see that. I'm so glad that you guys see it, because there are so many people out there that do not see this whatsoever. That is why, I mean, and maybe it's stupid to me, but I do almost, I'm not charging anything for anything. And this, I'm going to shield my Telegram group. It's totally free. But we got a different group of people over here, right? I don't have shillers coming in. If they are, we boot them out. Sometimes it happens, not much. It's a private group. And I've got lots of resources over here, and it's confusing, but those links are in the description for anybody that's not in it and wants to come check it out. However, if you do come over and shilling links and scams and other things like that, I mean my admins will get rid of you. But if you're just there sharing information and just trying to be helpful, I want a helpful community of people. Just cool people hang out. We chat, we talk crypto, and we're just trying to be helpful, sharing our insights, because that's where the power of unity comes from. And there's nobody here making $100 a month off of this. It's all free, and it will stay free. As long as I can. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Whenever there's no reason to monetize it. And what I see with the groups that monetize, things like this, I mean, they get all the people there to do all the work for them, and they just sit back and start collecting that money. I mean, it's a great setup. I mean, it really is. There's been people, if I wanted to, I could try to do this and get out here and be like, it's not in me to sit here and shill a trading group all day. But this one may not be as active. I'm not putting out lots of crappy setups every day, but when I come across them, especially on stream, I try to put them out there. Just sharing ideas. That's all we're trying to do here. Share ideas and trying to help each other out. And we've got a really good community, because I don't ever see the crap go on here that I see anywhere else. Even in the chat here on the streams, man, I got to give you guys a shout out, because we don't go through that crap. I don't see all the hate and negativity and stuff like that. I I got my training and my Springfield. Here you go. yeah, that's true too. Inherited house. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that's helped him out, that, you know, and he just kind of points it toward his yeah.
He woke up early to the crypto sunrise.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you get 2,000 people paying you $100 a month, $200,000 a month to put into this market and buy Bitcoin. Yeah, of course. Excellent strategy. That's the one to be. That's how you make the money in crypto. You get passive income streams, and then you keep putting it into Bitcoin. That's a solid strategy. Why isn't that being talked about as much? Oh, well, that's a difference. That is one difference you'll see between me and particularly him. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been in retail a lot of my life. Started out in grocery stores and retail stores. I've spent lots of time in retail markets, even slinging diamonds as a jeweler. I've worked with so many people that a customer will say something to them and they get so mad. And they take it personally. And I've never had an issue with that. I mean, sometimes things will get to me, especially if there's something I think, well, I might have something to play there. Maybe I've got, you know, maybe I'm at fault. When I'm at fault, of course I will feel bad, but just things, somebody having a bad day and barking at you, it doesn't ruin my day. I mean, I don't know. I think I've been blessed with that. Because I realize a lot of people don't have that ability. Just let it roll off like a, you know, it's not them not coming at, they weren't never coming at me personally. They just having a bad day. And I just got to be the one that they just got to share it with. And, you know, it's not like I had to sit there and take it, but there's no reason for me to escalate anything into something. It's just like, sometimes you say, well, I'm sorry you had a bad day, brother. I hope it gets better for you. A lot of times I found when they would come to me and I'm just sitting there, if I just listen to them and understand and just show them that, hey man, give them a validation that I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you're upset. Man, they warm up to me just like that. I made so many, you know, and it's just being, you know, not getting offended when somebody says something so easy. That okay. Well, some of you guys, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels this way. Then that makes me think, well, I'm not outside of the. We just cup and handy pound, isn't it? It's there's definitely gambler vibes, but you will see this now. A lot of times, scalpers do have those gambler vibes, though. I think that's why scalping techniques appear to people that have that risk adverse, and you will see that a lot. A lot of gamblers do the scalping things, and I've seen. I did think it was just him at one point. You know, where you get into a trade. And then it goes up a little, and then they're like the first little red candle. They're out. I mean, there's several scalpers that do that. Again, why you plan out your trade with that big risk reward ratio doesn't make a bit of sense if you're not going to follow it. But hey, man, I'm not trying to diss people in the chosen method that they choose to trade, but I can point out that chosen method is not what made them millions of dollars, and even the quotes of WD Gann, which I'm going to bring that up right now. Where are you at, WD? We put your quote up here. One of the greatest trader ever, in my personal opinion. The most money is made by swing trading or in long pool trades that is following a definite trend as long as the trend is up or down. But you must learn by rules to wait until the market gets out of a rut or trading range. This is words from the master. Not some YouTube master. This is a man who got proven trades, who actually did have like a 95% success rate documented. Wait for definite indications that is going higher or lower before you can take a position for a long pool trade. Always figure out you can be wrong and that the market could reverse. Therefore, follow your profits up with a stop loss order, or get out when you get a definite indication that the market has reached a turning point and that the trend is changing. That's what's not happening with scalp trades. It's like, oh, I can profit. Woo! Yeah. it's not my style, but it is a lot of people's style, and it is a legitimate style. But that's not where you're going to be making. You'll be spending if you're coming into the crypto cycle thinking that I'm just going to scalp trade my way to riches. You're going to be spinning your wheels through most of the cycle and look back, man, I should have been doing a longer term play because that's where the real gains are, the real money is, and that's where we come back to Bitcoin and don't fade Bitcoin. Where's my chat? I don't feel like I feel like I'm just going through the chat here. We got 16 people hanging out. That says in close to liquidation right now. I longed at 100,000, averaged down to 98.4, liquidation at 90. If I get liquidated, I have nothing else, and oh, that's a bad. Now I feel for that situation. Master Friend is the only reason why I stick around in the 99. I find it interesting that the Lifer doesn't learn some things from him. It sounds like Master Friend has a pretty good grasp of the market with his style. He's more the day trading scalping thing. And I think from what I can gather from his systems, it's more like ICT concepts and things like that, more geared toward day trading and scalping. But from what I can read, it sounds like Master Friend has a much better view of the market than his boss. Do I think it'll go to 120? I do think that there's a possibility, especially with this exchange trading off, that they might try to. That's at least what they want to think. It is a probability. It's the bottom of the trend line is at 120. We'll take a look at that too. I'll get out of talking mode. I'm just going through the chat. Why don't you do a Discord group, Rock? Well, I do Telegram, and it's just because Discord, it doesn't resonate with me. It's just too confusing. On Telegram, I can use folders, and that's ever since I figured that out. I like Telegram, and because I can put things into my little folders. Like this is my Road Dog folder, and so the lounge, and that's the two things. These are two groups or two things that I started years and years ago. I never did do anything with. They're just kind of sitting there empty. But doing that versus when you sign on and when I sign on to Discord, I just see a bunch of crap. So Telegram's just easier for me to navigate, and that's why I go with that instead of Discord. I've tried to play around with it. It just doesn't. I wouldn't. I do better on Telegram. I watch him in Lifer Box. I grapple. I'm a grappler. And a striker. We share turkey feet pictures on Telegram too. Yes, we do. I'm about to embark on a dad taxi duty. Good luck on a dumpy sort of day. Good luck, my man. Kelly L, maybe he bails out on the first red candle because he's had so many unsuccessful trades. Well, it's forcing trades, really. I mean, there's never a trigger. And so that's where the gambling thing comes in, because he's not looking for a trigger or, a confirmed, and, sometimes I don't either. I mean, we have to acknowledge that, but that's one of the things. And it's more about trying to find a trade that will go up while he's on a show, mostly. And it's forcing trades. And that's not really a great habit that you want to present to somebody that's coming in and say, I'm down to my last little, I need some help. I need to figure out what's going on. Okay, this guy knows what's going on. Let's listen to him. Kelly S says, I watched Master Friend's live stream today, and I was wondering the same thing. Why doesn't he learn from him? There you go. ICT, support and resistance, fibs is Master Friend's bread and butter. I'm not into the ICT thing. I think it takes some older concepts and just kind of repackages them. But I mean, I'm not against it. It seems to have helped a lot of people, and it seems a little bit more or a lot more stuff to keep up with than kind of the things that I do. I'm not against it. I mean, it's whatever resonates with you guys, really. If it makes sense to you, if it's helping you, then it's a good thing to add to your toolbox, and I'll never say anything bad against that. Matt Crytpo says, I learned everything I know from Master Friend. Solid dude, doesn't talk an hour of himself either. That's cool. Well, Master Friend does sound like a cool dude then. It just sounds like he could do better on his own, really. Should get his own YouTube channel and just go. I'll build you a Discord, and Discord has folders as well, or tabs and stuff. But should I have a Telegram and a Discord? I like that. I mean, I appreciate the offer. That's how Lifer got one too. He was on Telegram and then he went over to Discord. Says, but they are very similar. I'll set you up a Discord for free, brother. It's very easy once you join the group. Well, I guess we could take a poll. I'll probably poll it on the streams at night and see if we could be interested. If we prefer Discord over Telegram, we'd do that. And instead of you going out and doing something ahead of time, we'll get confirmation, because it's really directive of the group. So maybe I'll take some polls and we'll see. Kelly says, I don't know what ICT is. To me, it's a more sophisticated way to try to explain easier trading is as simple or as complicated as you want it, and you can get off on some of those things and make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be, trying to figure out order blocks and this and that. But if it resonates with you, yeah. King Hill says, I prefer Discord, don't like Telegram. Well, that's interesting. Well, we might have a fork in the road. It all really depends on the community and what they go with. We'll go with the democracy. But if the most of the group wants to go to Discord, I mean, I'll do it. This is for you guys. It's not for me. Well, I mean, it's a platform for sharing. Let's take a look at we had a request for SWE. Let's see who's got. KuCoin should have a good chart. Well, Elliot's got it in a 5, an ABC correction from a 5-way, and that looks legit. And it suggests it could come. Well, it may have already knocked it out, but it may come back and retest that area at 239. Here on the 8-hour, we see the bigger moving averages. Let me go to a daily. And let me clear this stuff off. I kind of agree with it. Let me turn Elliot off. I kind of agree with Elliot's take on that. Well, we're starting to break above our 2618s there. That's interesting to me. Hadn't quite made it to that one, but we lost that one. Sucks. Okay. So good chance that it might catch support here at the 618. We'll look for that. We'll mark our 786 just as a backup plan, because, well, that's what we should. That's just the rules of the strategy. 154 could be, if we lose, we'd have to lose some more trend lines for that to happen. We lost this one, that sucks. If you take a measure move for just that trend line, it doesn't mean that this is going to play out. This is an opening broadening pattern, by the way, too. So this could be, it actually could be a fun play if you're looking at that, as soon as we find support. So she could have some upside again, but ooh, measure move would take us down to this area. If that happens, this looks bearish, doesn't mean it's going to play out. But this is what's on the table. This is what we bring to the table, the negotiation table. We just gotta see if it's going to hold. 618 has a good chance to hold. Is wick down there? We could come back down there, or even a fraction of the way there. Let me come down a smaller time frame, get into the nitty gritty here. Okay. And to figure this out, we'll go from swing low to swing high, Fibonacci's. And we're also going to look at that 786. We're eyeballing 786. Oh, you're at 618 too. Another little confidence that we might catch something here. That's kind of cool. Oh, what happened? What happened? So SWE right here. I'm going to say there's a possibility that this can hold, and the reason being that we made higher lows. all around this area of support, and that could be. So that's an area we want to watch to see if we can catch a bounce here. You'll see it happen on the smaller time frames. And then on this one, we want to also list that 786 shorter term. So I got a lot of blue and yellow lines going on because I'm pulling the 618s and 786s from some different pools in there. Overall pools and then short-term pools. And 271 and a half. Maybe. Oh, don't move it. I think 239, 240 would definitely be a nice place to pick up some if we come back. We wick down there. What gets wicked often gets candlestick. That's the saying. Doesn't have to happen. You've also got a trend line. And let's take that into account. You got several ones. You got this one that found support and resistance. Extended over this way, and then you got one that we're fighting. But this one kind of suggests that, yeah, maybe we could hit 270. Maybe we could. And I forgot what the liquidation thing that somebody was saying. Somebody was thinking about something that would look like it could get liquidated. Let me come back to the chat here. Oh, I'm not seeing it. If you're still here. Okay, I'm close to liquidation. I'm longed. Okay, it's Bitcoin. Longed at 100,000, averaged down to. Okay, let's go over that. Oh, I got sidetracked there. That sounds like something we should probably try to talk our way through, or look at options that might happen. Where are you at? Where's the comment? Right here. So Beth says, I just lost the comment again. I'm so slick at this game. Up. Let's get it up there. All right, so I'm gonna read off the screen. And close to liquidation now, longed at 100,000, averaged down to 98.4, liquidation at 90. And if you get liquidated, you got nothing else. So you wonder if we can hit 90. Let's do some serious look at Bitcoin here. I don't want anybody to get liquidated, so let's talk about some possible options. Can you tell me what your leverage is? And you don't have to, but maybe a position size. You don't have to. I mean, don't put anything you don't feel comfortable saying at all. Remember, this is the internet, by the way. Let's go with, well. And wait, what exchange are you on, if you don't mind me asking? That way we can get the right chart here. But we can look in general here. So your liquidation is at 90, and that would be right below this wick. Now, whew, I can understand what you're feeling right now. I can. That gets that cortisol flowing through you, that little ick feeling that comes over, and your heart starts beating faster and you start sweating more when you start thinking about, hey man, this wipes me out. I got nothing left to trade with. I'm going to say that, but it's going to be, you need to start making some new rules about your risk management. I know you get caught in a trade on the downside and you add to it. I'm guessing probably when we were, I don't know, around 100,000. Maybe when we came back up or something, bought a flag or something. Or maybe been in it for a little, I don't know the circumstances, but anyway, it's trying to mitigate the risk as we're starting to come down because we're at 93,888. If you got anything to add to the trade, I'm not saying just jump in and do it, let's talk about it. That will help bring it down. Of course, you've been trying that, and I'm sure that you're probably at your wit's end now. I'll give you this. We do have a trend line connecting these wicks, and it's suggesting that maybe 92.9 in that area should hold. I'm also going to take a big Fibonacci from here to there. And I'm just gonna drag this guy to here. 786 area is also coming in really close to there, about what is it, 93.5. And I would put this 886 just in case it wants to wick down below this line. That would weaken this line, and that would make me think, oh man, I need to find a way to get some profits out of the way if we come up, just because we might come down and break it if we wick through it. Any sign of weakness on that line, I'm paying attention to for the future, if not the present. Let's see if we can clear out. I'm still looking at this rounded thing. Honestly, I believe this is what we got going on. It's just a slow accumulation, and you've seen several times they dip us down here and get us all scared, and we were just scared. They like to do this on Sundays and Mondays. It seems to be a regular thing. This was Tuesday because we had President's Day, so the Tuesday we were open, they dumped us, and then they took us right back up. This was a Wednesday when we pulled all this stuff down here. This one was a Sunday, the first dump that they came down and took us 94.8 and then pumped us up. This was on Wednesday. This was let's see, so I mean there is a pattern where they do like to dump us on the weekend. This is a Friday dump to Sunday. This is a week when they're going to have lots of announcements coming out with the Fed stuff and all that, and so they love to do that stuff through here. What I want to point out for Bitcoin, and maybe give you a little bit of, not a little hope, is that we did make a higher high from this one, and we have not yet made a lower low from this low, and that's what we got going on our side. We're still in the jurisdiction of this particular move. It would have been better if it made a higher high over here, but we didn't. So there is a possibility of a lower low being made here, but the hope of it making a higher high of this one might cancel that out, or make it, maybe it's just, it would be more of a flush out, and we would probably recover from that if it did go lower, say down here around 92. And I want to put this little guy on the radar. Now I've got some confluence here. I got a 786 from a bigger pool and an 886 from this current pool. And so I'm getting some confluence here, so I'm gonna put my little arrow here. We might see that with the confluence. I don't know, but it's still above your liquidation. That's just going to be, man, the psychology of having to deal with that. So I'm guessing you're probably perpetual futures. And now you're finding your stuff, you're down too far. I struggle with this myself when I start getting into something that starts, I'm not cutting off the losers quick enough sometimes. Sometimes I find myself in that situation. And you got that voice saying, well, we can average in and average down, even though the greats are saying, don't do it. WD Ginn says that. And I'm sitting here saying, but I do that sometimes. And sometimes it's part of my strategy. And then sometimes we have days like this where we're thinking, oh man, I might be setting myself up to get my ass handed to me. Maybe I need to tighten up my rules or reevaluate what rules I've got. And that's always a good thing to do. We should always be doing that. I have to do that. And like I often say, it's the execution. That's how you execute. That's really where things start separating. I guess the winners from the losers is finessing that execution and putting some good rules into place, and that's going to be individual to everybody. There's some good all-around rules, and we went over some of those in the private stream, and I even posted some new ones over. You guys might want to check that out. Let's go. Oh snap! Now I can't find myself around here. I'm on my thing here. Over in the student chart area. Yeah. Man, I wouldn't tell you. This Grok 3.0 I've been playing with Grok last night, and I've been posting a lot of stuff he's been saying, but Grok has access to like almost everything current. Used to ChatGPT only had information up to minus a couple of years. Grok is current. He can search what's going on Twitter right now. He can give you, instead of asking for news, you just go ask Grok and he'll research. It's amazing. But I got with Grok to also get some top rules for success when you're trading and investing, and so I put those over here. Some things that maybe we need to revisit these ideas and say, oh man, maybe I need to tighten up my game on this or tighten up my game on that. But there's definitely some helpful things over there. Some of them are common sense, but then sometimes we just need to look back over these things and just evaluate ourselves. Well, my man, I hope this thing will work out. I'm trying to find some indications here that maybe we might be trying to find an area of support. I'm going to let me come back to the chat because I was asking some questions. Let me see what kind of input we got here. Jim Derrider says, been there, paid that tuition, slept on bitches for months. Oh no. Boss says, I've been in it for nearly 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. So you're making a longer term play there. Was it, is it perpetual futures? I've been adding, but my bank account is bearing empty. Okay. I've been there, done that plenty of times. And it does get scary. That is kind of the play that I was taking when they knocked me out in August. And oh man. And I was trying to perfect this strategy. They got me within $1. They liquidated with me within $1. And I was sitting there, man, I'm getting a strategy. I think I got where I worked out where we can get one over on them. We can ride this. I'm riding it all the way down. I'm going to get that bottom, and then we'll come back. And they got me within $1. And then I had to ask myself, that's kind of a dumbass strategy, just feeding this thing all the way down, isn't it? Wouldn't the smarter move be not to be in the market and then actually jump in when it turns around? That would be the smarter move, wouldn't it? I had to have this talk with myself, and I'm like, I mean, I'll commend you for really working this strategy, and it almost worked. It almost worked for you, but was it worth it? $13,000 losing that? When you had other options, and I had to have that talk with me, and I had to make up some new rules. But those new rules helped me take that $800 back up to around $9,000-10,000 again. So it's made a difference. But I had to have that conversation with myself, and I'm sure it's not the last of conversations I'm going to have with myself, because we all do stupid things in this market. We don't always make the right choices. Even though if you're a YouTube influencer, you might want to come across as always being the man and having the answers. No, I never get liquidated. No, you need to do what I did. That's bullshit. People aren't being real. Even the best trade. I mean, even W.D. Gann lost trades. The man who could practically almost had a crystal ball where he could put price with time, even he lost trades. Things went against him. And there's nobody is perfect out here. We all screw up, and that's why it's a learning journey. Bhaskar says, I can close now and take a $750 and close nearly $2,000, which I can't, and lose nearly $2,000, which I can't recover from. Okay. Or PC says, Cross is a scary venture for this reason. While we're on that, that's a good thing to bring up. Cross leverage, you cannot. This where you got a whole portfolio. It's just floating there, man. One thing goes down the wrong way, it can bring that whole portfolio down. Cross margin, not the way to go. I only do isolated. I have done cross margin before, and I thought it was kind of cool, but it got me. I mean, I lost big. I mean, hundreds, over $100,000 cross margin. It was, I think it was a little bit after the FTX fall and all that. It might have been before, yeah. I don't know. They an unexpected liquidation went below where I thought it would go, and they got me. And man, whew, that was hard. And I was like, I'm not good at this. I can't do this. This is after I learned TA. I know it better now. I got much better rules and everything in place now. Of course of that, every experience you get, I mean, it teaches you. But losing big like that, oh gosh, where you think you might want to get out of the market, but I didn't. I said, no, I'm not going to let this beat me. Just like I told it the first time, you're going to give me my money back, and I'm glad that I didn't let it beat me, and I was able to pull myself back up. But it was not an easy journey. It was not. Kelly says, gotta say, I've learned sometimes it's better to cut your losses even if you wait until they're big, because it's better than liquid. That's true. But you got to go with that argument in yourself. You're fighting with yourself, and are you willing to take that loss? And sometimes you take that loss and then you took it at the wrong time. These are just the realities of it. And that's usually because emotions, because when you're there, your emotions are going. I mean, my emotions, if I look at my account, I'm like, oh man. Because if we start going to $88,000, I want to be. I mean, I want to buy as much as I can there, but I don't know if I don't manage myself, I'm not going to have anything to work with there if we do that. And I'm not saying we're doing that. But if I cut the loss, I can't recover. My family needs me to break even for the $2,500 back. I can't take the loss. Oh man. All right, so that's a hard lesson if it plays out. That would be. I do feel for you, man, and I've been there before, and this is where we're either over leveraging or putting our position too big, and we do that. Especially and chasing green candles, are going to be part of that too. Buying when things are, and that's a hard habit to tame. I'm having to find myself trying to tame that too. Sometimes, even on my spot margin stuff, getting better. All right, so I'm still addressing the situation. We're still taking a look at it. Started my crypto journey with a 200x no liquidation strategy, and slowly backed it down to 50x with liquidation. About 10 to 20k away. So definitely some high leverage going on some of these. 50. Okay, what you got? 52x $600 margin on cross with 2,500 in the account. Do you have a lot of other positions open too, like altcoins? That might be what's dragging that account down a lot. I can see it in my spot margin portfolio, which I'm using isolated on every trade I got. It's isolated margin, isolated. Board PC guy says, the part that scares me about big deep trades is the massive untested zone from the Trump pump, 73 to 80,000 or whatever that is. I can see that. That's going to be on not just the back of your mind, but a lot of people too. A wick can kill you. A wick can kill you. It did me. Within $1. $1. Giving up is probably the worst thing that you can do. I forgot everything I learned and didn't learn from the loss. That's true. Hey, you guys are, just the experience here is the wisdom right here between you guys. I think instinctively we all know the right things to do. It's just that we let the chatter in our heads and our emotions tell us different. But I think there's this voice inside us that says, yeah, this is probably not it, or man, that's kind of risky. But there's a little voice inside us that overrides it, backed by emotions, that says, but let's do it anyway. Pearson says, what are your top 5 trading rules for mid to long-term leverage trading? Going off the top of my head, I wouldn't. That would take me off the top. But I did mention those rules listed from GAN. I got those posted over in the group, and then also the ones that I got with Grok to go over all the masters and kind of assemble, some good trading. There's not a bad rule on there. I would say adopt them. I'll try to address this question later if I could put some thought in it. Right now, I'm just kind of, I'm having sympathy for the trade that Bass is in, because, well, I've been there. I know what that feels like. That one got away from me because I kept adding and adding and adding. And I hate to say it. It's for spot margin. That's part of. You have to see if it's part of your. I think this is one of the dividing lines that I've had to come to terms with. With spot margin, and I tried to apply this to futures, and that tool is just not made for that strategy, and I come to accept that. But with spot margin, I've got a strategy where I've got identified levels of support and resistance, that I tried to just slowly add into, and that's called layering in or pyramiding. And there's part of our mind that might say, well, I'm just adding in my trade, I'm just layering in or pyramiding. Well, are you doing it with, with structure behind it, with levels behind it that are planned out? Or is it like, I just need to add some money to keep from getting liquidated? Because those lines can get blurred easy. Even sometimes with me doing this, I find myself getting sometimes in that situation. Here is one thing that I've found. Now, this works for me on spot, and I'm not saying that it will work with futures, but I have, and I may have to do this if the market keeps going down. I may have to do this again, but it's a form of risk management. Where, okay, so we're getting closer to liquidation. It doesn't mean I have to sell. I might sell off 10% and see how that adjusts things. I've done that, and that has saved me in spot margin, and that keeps me from hanging on to that psychological thing that I'm just going to wait and see, ride it, right? That does give me a little cushion. Now, there might be a little bit of loss there, but it also gives you a cushion to where, well, my liquidation is, I don't know if it'll affect the spot market of the futures liquidation mark, because again, that can vary from exchange to exchange. I found you can have different liquidation points on different exchanges, and sometimes if you change something, it might affect your liquidation on one exchange. Try it on another exchange, and you're like, that didn't do a damn thing. But that's one thing that I would kind of I would throw up there that I've had luck with spot margin. It's got a lot lower leverage, but sometimes I'll shave off maybe 10% if the market starts looking like, oh, we're losing some levels that we shouldn't be losing. I might do that, shave off 10% just to help my risk to reward ratio not get into trouble, and that keeps me from having to add to it. And so I've employed those successfully. But I mean, you still do take a little bit of a hit because but you got something that you can fight your way back. So that's one idea that you might want to just think about and see, maybe play around with the numbers and see what that would give you, and try to figure out if that would actually help. But that's one thing. But as little as a 10% could be what could help you out there. Maybe 15 if you need, nibble little by little. Don't say, I'm just going to sell half and see what happens. No, and that might screw up your whole position. But a little nibble, maybe 5% nibbles, and that might, if the market keeps going down, if it looks like she's getting support, we may be okay. Remember, because we are at levels where we could be getting some support right now. So I'm going to get rid of this little yellow line. I think that might throw people off. Throws me off because usually yellow is a 618 Fibonacci. All right, so here we are. I'm on the 15-minute right now. Now, you got bullish divergence here. I think we got a good chance to come back up to around 95.5. Now, the question will be, are we going to come up here and then roll over? And I wish I had a solid answer for that. I do. I do have this area down here about 92.3 that I think could get hit, and 92.8, 92.9. There's some areas I think could get hit. I was hoping that the scallop would bounce from here. It did not. It did not. I started looking at a little sideways when we started breaking some trend lines, but we got back in, and that was helpful. Or a good sign, but we still didn't make it past certain levels we needed to. And if you pull your Fibonacci, I'm going to go over this real quick. If you don't make it past the 0.5 area, and hold it, and did you do it? You actually went up. You actually got your 618. That's probably why I wasn't too scared, but we lost it and came back down. That would have been a hard one to read there. Normally, you don't see it get past a 0.5 or even a 382, and then you can count on some downward movements there. Let me see. Did we ever go what exchange? I might have missed that. What exchange you're on? Sometimes, I mean, it's always best to do your TA on the actual exchange pair that you're using. We're trying to reclaim the non-moving average here on the 15. Short term, I think we got a chance to come back up and reclaim some areas. 95,000 right through there, but it does look like she might roll over. Here we got our moving averages, and is this? Oh, okay. 600 crossed the 800. I mean, they're both coming down. That sucks. 360's kamikazing on them, and that does not help us. There's a slight chance that maybe we could get a squeeze that could put us up to these areas, but there's still going to be resistance there. We are in a choppy area right now, but man, I would feel good if we came back up to 96. So I'm in drawdown on my position on some of my trades right now too, but it's not in huge drawdown. I think my liquidation is like 82,000, 88,000 on some of them. And that's perpetual futures. Actually, let's take a look. And we gotcha. Let me check out our buy bid. How's this stuff holding on here? I put a little buy here when it dipped down because, well, I haven't put a buy in since it was over here. This is my, I guess this is my, oh, I'm in a short actually. Oh crap, I forgot. Yeah, I'm in a short, which, did we get stopped out or anything? I had a stop loss set. What's up with that? I need a stop loss. She makes a higher high, then this is out of, it will stop me out. So, man, I don't even remember when I put this that short in. But I've also got a long. And it's down. It is down $48, 14%. My liquidation is 82,000, 7x. I'm using lower leverage. That was one of my rules that I decided to do, is I'm going to use lower leverage. And that's been a big help. That's actually been one of the things that helped me stay, this is a $500 account. We're still above. I mean, I know I'm in drawdown on a lot of these things, but that just means that using lower leverage helped me earn a lot more profits, so that even in drawdown, I'm still at technically break even. If I just clean out everything, I'm still at break even from where I started. I don't want to do that, of course not. So I got a short and then I've got a long, and this, I guess this is my, we're in hedge mode and I'm having trouble telling which, oh, I guess I should click on the box, right? Yeah, there you go, smarty. Okay, so the long, no, that was it. Gosh darn it. Anyway, my long, she is down a little bit, and I did add to her while we're down here, and then I've got also I've got a limit set down here at 91.8 in case we go there. But ideally, I wouldn't be down at all. Now I got 14%, and I'm kind of okay with that, but still, my margin's $330. It's not cool. It's not cool on my long. My entry was, what's my average entry now? 96.2. So, okay, so this is, yeah, okay. And I've got my take profit set up here at 98.8 for the long. Okay, now I'm starting. Okay, now I see where we get. This is my short. This is my long. Now it makes sense. So I do have a short. So when we started working trend lines, I did either that or I guess it was before that. Short up here, then I added to it, and then it lowered my entry a little bit, but it's at a good place. So I'm schlonging and probably get stopped out on the short, which I'm cool. I'd like to see this just get back up here, but if we get up just a little higher, that's where I may de-risk a little bit if we get up anywhere above here, just a little bit, because I don't know if I want $330 of margin in a trade when we're kind of shaky right now. So I might de-risk just a little bit when she gets some profit to maybe cut it by 25% or 50%. And then if I do that, if we do come down south again, well, I can manage that a little bit better. And if we keep going up, well, then I can set my stop loss and get stopped out in profit. That's my thinking on this anyway. But as it looks right now, yeah, we definitely got resistance right here at where I'm. So I might need to put a little take profit. I will have to watch that one close. I may have to I may just break even on this trade a little bit if she comes up and rolls over. Well, Bass, I mean, right now, I think smaller term time frames, I think that they had the big scare that they wanted to get today on Monday after drawing us down on Sunday. Most likely, I think we're all just being a victim of the manipulation. I don't see your $90,000 being in danger just yet. I see a few places of support before it, but that doesn't make it any easier for the psychological, the torment that you're having to go through, and that's what it is. It really is. And at some point, we got to look at ourselves and says, man, how long can I keep doing this to myself? Because I've been doing that myself. I'm looking at my altcoin portfolio and I'm like, how long am I going to keep trying to put myself through this before I'm just like, but you know, I've got rules of things that I won't do again next cycle, things that I won't do again when the opportunity are presented, especially when it comes to altcoins, because I don't want to go through this bull crap again. And I think a lot of people are looking at altcoins sideways right now. I meant to do this. This is what I meant to do. This is what I noticed over here on the news. Let's go ahead and, well, before I refresh it, there was something. Did it change? Oh, yeah. Bernstein's analyst forecast crypto market shift from meme coins to utility tokens. Here's why. Well, we can tell you why, because we're seeing just how, you know, we know it's vaporware. We talk about it being vaporware. We've seen that it's been vaporware in past cycles. But yet in the middle of the game, we don't want to, you know, we just kind of, yeah, but it's going up. It's okay. We'll just play it anyway. But we're finding, you know, Solana, a bunch of hot air mostly. And a lot of stuff going on over there. Things that go on every cycle. People playing the market and just putting a lot of valueless tokens out there, getting the hype and selling out, rug pulling. It's just the classic rug pulls. I had a conversation with Grok. I'm like, hey, Grok, you think that Solana is going to take the way the BNB did last cycle? And he's like, that's an interesting question. And I posted that stuff over into the DGen deep dive area over in our group. The conversation I had with Grok, they're kind of enlightening. Binance was the hot coin last cycle. It was taking over Ethereum because it offered what Ethereum did with the DEXs, pancake swap and all that. And then we seen the same thing. A bunch of meme coins and a bunch of vaporware projects started building on Binance. And that's why this cycle, any kind of memes or any kind of projects launching on Binance, I've just kind of, yeah, whatever. And most people have. Solana's doing the same thing. Next cycle, people might be looking the same way at Solana because it's just not getting the reputation. They need to change some stuff around. But clearly, Solana, that's where they're extracting all of the value from the crypto market, it seems like. So what else is happening here in the news? KIP protocol denies involvement in Libra token launch, so we got the Libra FUD. Analysts eye Bitcoin miners AI chip sales. They had a cool Q4 energy. Well, that's good for that, I guess. Solana faces make or break moment as $1.77 billion unlock looms, and you got that coming in right now. Last time that the Solana unlocked happened, I think that was last year, and then we went sideways, not just in Solana, but all the altcoins, and that sucked. That should not be happening right now. Not really. We shouldn't be seeing much of that. We should start seeing things perk up, and we're not. Well, that's the news that we got. This kind of sucks. 16 people hanging out with me. Let me get back to the chat. We've not really been looking at coins at all, just kind of talking. I guess that's okay. We don't do that very much here. You're still here. Kelly says she would cut her losses and focus planning the next trade out with full risk management, finding a good trade risk. Well, let me go back over. All right, so Bass, one idea, liquidation's 90,000, but if we're starting to bounce here and showing some signs of bullish divergence, we mentioned about de-risking, maybe taking 5% out, 10% out, something like that. Maybe as we start coming up here around, you might want to, wait till we get up here, and still maybe de-risking might be on the table if we're looking to roll over around 95 or something. But it would be better to take that 5% 5% out or 10% out, if you choose to do that, this would be a better idea to do it when we get around this top area 95, or if we get up above it a little bit. That might be one idea. And then if I mean, what if we do recover, we break out, oh fuck, we were just fleshing out the market, we're going to run it up on Thursday, you know, and get it all ready for next weekend so we can do the same thing and freak them out, because Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually up days if they're planning to dump us on the weekends. This just seems to happen. But if we come back up and break up, maybe it's starting to recover. And then if the market flips around, and this is rounding, and usually the rounding ones will come up, okay? A lot of times I see that. So there's some good signs. There's still some hopeful signs. The worst thing to do is let fear take control. And right now, you're not getting the signs that we're getting ready to dump down to your liquidation mark. You're not. You're getting a sign that we're getting ready to pump up a little bit. So if you need to de-risking on a lower high is what you need to try to focus on. In me personal opinion. And I would probably target this area about 95.3, and that's 1% up from 1.4% up from where we are now. And I can't remember what the leverage was that you had, but if it's like 50x, well then that's 50% up from where we are now. That would be a much better place to de-risk. Just some ideas. No, I'm not saying that, you know, you definitely, I'm just throwing some ideas out there, some things that have helped me out, and that's all I try to do here on this channel, is just try to give out some options. But I will tell you, the worst thing to do right now is to sell out of fear at a bottom, especially any big amount. And I want to point this out. I know I'm on the 6-minute time frame here, but you just got one of the nicest little setups here on Market Cipher we can look for. We got the trigger wave. We got a trigger wave there, and that could be spelling some more upside. So not guaranteed. Oh look, you're dumping on me now, you suck, road dog. And we just draw trend lines. Maybe we draw trend lines during the falling wedge here. 68% chance on average that these will eventually break up to the upside after they go 75% of the way into the pattern. We're close. So let's see if we can catch some higher. See if we can get some higher highs in here, because we do have some divergence here on the lower lows on the smaller term time frames. I'm not so that we're ready to dump down there just yet, but you know, one idea might be even a 5 or 10% stop loss under your lower low there at 93.6. I know it kind of sucks, but you know, that could be, you know, it doesn't have to be your full stop either. It doesn't have to be your full stop. You can de-risk in the process. I'm just throwing some alternative ideas out there other than just going all, you know, jumping all in or jumping all out. You do have some leeway here. And doing something like that, you know, you're like, oh man, that's going to make me lose. That's going to make my number. Well, it's better than getting liquidated. And if it turns around, well, you're going to start gaining back. And you might have some dry powder to put in on higher lows after a confirmation of a trend change. So those are just some ideas. I don't know. I hope maybe some of this, you know, something, give you something to think about, and maybe alleviate some of the media worry that'll be there. I know it's still going to be there. Matt says, I just can't stomach the loss of $1,000. I can't afford it. I would rather hang on, at least break even if it took a month. I'll get my $2,500 back that I need to pay my man. I'm so sorry you're in that situation, and I understand that completely. I do. I mean, I'm looking at my spot margin portfolio, which at the highest that it got to, and I'm looking at where I'm at now, and I'm like, man, I'm more than 50% down, and I've got most of it in Bitcoin. But still, I've had to draw out from my Bitcoin profits to help spike up, so, you know, support some of these altcoin plays, and that's not worked out great for me. That's just stolen value from my Bitcoin as altcoins continue to tank. So nobody's playing this market perfect, okay? Nobody out here is playing this market perfect. We've all got some kind of little struggles that we're working with. So you're not alone. You're not the only one feeling this. There's a lot of people feeling what you're feeling right now, and it's by design. I believe it's by design. The second drop is probably the announcement of tariffs being on schedule for Canada, Mexico. Jim Derringer says, it also doesn't help that Radium allows 12-year-olds to launch rugs with hundreds of YouTube tutorials. We've got a crazy space that is getting a lot more Wild West. That will not. There will be regulation and there will be bad actors sought after. I'm pretty sure of that. That's not going to continue to be the Wild West. Bass says, I'm better off with a $1,500 payday loan to get me under 88K enough. Oh, man. Oh, I hope that's not... I hope you seriously don't... Those things will just... That's skating on some scary territory. Let me take a moment. Let me take a moment to do something. So when it comes to money, we got to have some good habits or money is going to kick our ass. And that's not just in trading, but that's in life in general. And I hope that one of the first things you do in this, my channel, my motto on this channel, you know, is cruising our way to financial freedom. And there are some things that you've got to do, some plans that you've got to do in this market. I'm going to draw the little market cycle. But when you get up in this market, you've got to take profits, okay? And you may have to bring those real profits. The thing that you want to do, when you start making your wealth in crypto, get your debt gone. Debt. No debt. I've got no debt other than the local little credit card bills that I've got, but I used to have a lot more debt. The first thing you want to do, get out of debt. You want to do that all the while with crypto. Always taking some out, because you got to get your main debt out. If you don't, you're going to just wash, rinse, and repeat this. You're not going to make it to that level of financial security that you are. You got to eliminate debt. And so the fact is that, you know, payday loans and things like that, predatory lending, that's not going to help you if you do that. Maybe there's some other options. I would hope there's some better options, but going into debt to go into crypto has proven to be not always the smartest thing, especially in conventional means. Now, if you had Bitcoin, on the other hand, if you've been stacking Bitcoin, now you could find ways to borrow against that, like on spot margin or even through lending services. That kind of debt's a little bit more easier to manage. I'd rather go with it than a payday loan, for dang sure. But I just want to take this time just to kind of mention this, because I think that's one thing that we don't talk about in crypto. So what do you do with the money when you make it? The first thing you want to do is get out of debt. You got to kill that debt, and you should be trying to work on that on the way, because that's what's holding you down. In this, so I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. But man, I feel for you. I think that you're where a lot of us have been. You're looking at crypto and thinking this is my only chance to try to really make life-changing money, and it's a great way, but this is not the best cycle. It's not been the best cycle. The earlier cycles have done a lot better, but no, you're not wrong for thinking that. But you are going to have to be on your toes more, and you're going to have to safeguard that capital, and you're going to have to take a look at your habits and the mistakes that you made and be introspective. But you can do it. You can do it. You can definitely do it. But I would avoid anything like payday loans. I really would. I took 25% and it brought me from 92K liquidation down to 90. Oh, your liquidation was at 92? I was thinking it was at 90. Okay, so you've already done that. Okay. Total market cap is bouncing off previous resistance areas from last cycle. Very interesting chart. Probably need to take a look at that. But as a $300 WAPS, yeah, that's you're going to have a little give and take, but that does free you up from going down, though, from getting liquidated and losing it all, because that's what happens when you get liquidated. Or maybe they leave you with $25 or something crazy like that if you're lucky. I will tell you, you can bounce back. You can bounce back from these things. because I lost my link position on spot margin. I lost my near position, and I gained them all back. Even got them back up to what I initially started out with. Of course, now they're in a little bit of drawdown because, well, everything's down. But you can build it back. You can build it back as things are going up when the trend's in our favor. Right now, we're in a range in market, and this is not great. It's not a great time to do those up-only strategies in the range of market. 98,000 to break even is as far as heck way to do. Well, okay, so your 98,000 is your break even. It's not that far. It's not that far. It seems like it's far today, but it's not. We're going to head back to 100,000 as soon as they flush us out. And look, okay, this is as far as they've been able to get it down. 93 something, 93.3. Even this time they haven't got it down past the last low here. Will they? I'm leaning to think that they probably won't, because we had a higher high up here. And if they do, they just created a bigger spread, and then I think it would bounce down. So if they come down to 92.9, that's trend line. I'm really looking for that area to hold in there. And then, you know, we got this one down here at 92.3, about $600 lower if it wants to break through there and wick and do something crazy, which I don't like if it does that. But it could. But it sounds like, yeah, even taking that, you took a $300 loss. I feel bad about that happens. But it saved you from a bigger loss, though. And you can make that $300 back. Now, 98,000. 98,000, just to get back to where we, okay, look, that last high we made was higher, right? It should be trying to come back and make a higher high, but the 786 right here is at 98,200. That's where I'm expecting it to hit. If we've got a bottom in at this area, that's where I'm expecting. I may have to update this, but still, right around this area, I expect 98,000 is doable. That's doable, because you're within this range. You're within this range, my man. And you got this going on. You've got this rounded bottom going on, and this is what they look like. And we're just down at the bottom of the range right now, and there's a top of the range right around where you need to be. So if 98,000 will get you out, I think you got a chance to hold on and de-risk up there. Your 200 moving average, I'm on a 6-hour time frame. It's an oddball time frame, but still relevant. You got a 200 moving average up here at this 886 Fibonacci, which is also a level I would put on the radar, because we're likely to come back, and that lines up with the tops over here. So these are the two targets, Bass, I'd like for you to entertain looking at. 98.7 and 98.2, and I mean it feels, especially from a smaller time frame, like, yeah, we're there's no way we're getting there. We can get there, and we could be there in a couple of days. So I think right now it's just you're battling your emotions and logic. You got a mix of logic and emotions, and that's where it gets dangerous, because as emotions can disguise themselves as logic. No, just sell now and save yourself at the very bottom. That's what it will tell you to do. Crazy. But I really think 98 can happen for you. It's not. It's on the radar. It's on the table to happen. It just may not happen today. It may take it a couple of days to get there. But it sounds like you're in a, you know, if that's your liquidation at 90,000, or you got it down to 90,000 right now. That's fairly a safe zone, in my personal opinion. That's below our last wick here. That's below our last wick. So that's a decent place. I mean, my liquidations on a lot of them are somewhere right around here, 88 or 89. And I think even 83. On some of my perpetual futures things, right? Is that what we had? That's why I'm using lower leverage. I want that. Yeah, my liquidation is 82.9 on this one, and I'm cool with that. And I've got it this way with lower leverage, and if it does go down there and I do some stupid stuff, or I don't, don't get out, because clearly I'm down 17% right now. I didn't get out when I could have at opportune time, but I still can. Like, I could, if we go to 82,000, 84,000 or something, I can add in maybe $200, and then that would lower my liquidation price probably like to 78 or something. Not the best play, but it is, it's built-in emergency plays in what I do, just in case I screw up. I've got an idea that, well, okay, if all else fails, at least I got this parachute to pull. But I think it's good to think that way. It just sucks if you to get to where you have to use it. We should be better where we don't have to get to use those things if we're doing things really right. So I'm not claiming that I make all the smartest, greatest, perfect moves at all, because I don't. None of us do. But it's how we manage them and try to plan them out, and you just keep adjusting and working on trying to get better at this game. The 15 minutes seems to be dumping. We're at 93,700 for Bitcoin. Will it ever end? They're taking us down right now, trying to scare us out again. Coming down under 1 minute. It's just a big ass dump. Are you going to make a lower low? Let's see. I want to find out right now. You going to make a lower low? Do I need to buy? She's at it right now, testing it right now. We're equal, head. Oh, she did. She made a lower. You suck. Why do you want to suck so bad? Why do you want to suck so bad this way, Bitcoin? Why do you want to suck so bad? Come down to our 113. Are you going to bounce from here? Or are you going to hit our 272 because we got some confluence down there? Are you going to 93.4? Or can you bounce here? You're going to 93.4. Gosh darn it. Oh! Well, that wasn't very nice, was it? You went all the way into 93.3. Hanging out, closing the candle right here, or hanging out so far at our level 93.4. Ah, crappy crap. 618 would be the full run of that. This is just a crappy day for crypto. Well, how's that short doing? I'm up $6. I've got $47 margin there. I guess I can lower my stop loss. That way I'll make $4 if it stops me out. Rules said chill, but I went mad. Should've used stop loss, but I'm bad. FOMO ate my strategy alive. Now I watch my balance nosedive. Market makers see me cry while whales laugh and say goodbye. Just yesterday I had a plan. Today I'm just one broken man. So are we catching at our fib? Looks like we're catching at this bottom area. So 1.414 area, 272 areas. Those seem to be catching temporarily. Let's see if we can come back up to 93.9. See if we can break past our previous low here and get back into the flow of things. I'm on the 1 minute freaking time frame here. You're a 1 minute trader. I'm not trading, we're just watching it. Wow, this market. So I'm slonging. I've got a small short and a bigger long. And the 1 minute just looks, I can't even, it's just. There we go, there's a green candle. The beauty of Fibonacci's is that we can find support areas. You see me do this all the time. This is one of my main strategies is Fibonacci. I love the Fibonacci. Okay, so we've got a possible bottom here, even on the 1 minute time frame. Let's go from our high, bring it down to the low. We could go from impulse move. You can do it from there. We're trying to get past some levels we need to, so that's promising. We need to get past 93.7. so we are not in danger of rolling over as bad. 94.5 short term on this move. I'm looking for that, and the 618. Let's see what you can do here, Bitcoin. Can you go up there? Can you go up there, darling? Can you hit that? Can you get past it? We also got 21 moving average here. I'm on the 1 minute time frame, for God's sakes. We're just monitoring. Trying to see if we're trying to catch a bottom here. Looking for some bullish divergence, even on this small time frame. And there is some here on the 1 minute. So yeah, I think we can hit 90. I think we can hit 94.1 and 93.9. Let's see if it happens. We need to. We don't want to roll over underneath the 9, lose the 9. We want to regain the 9, and that could be the sign that we're starting to recover. But I gotta say, even on the 1 minute, man, all these moving averages have flipped, and that's not the greatest sign for us when they flip back over here. But the more they spread out and the more price gets away from them, they start spreading out, and then they'll start contracting again. And whether they flip or not, that's what I'm really looking for, is when the moving averages start flipping. That's going to be the signal that we're ready to go. With them coming together, breathing, expanding and contracting, it's when they start crossing. That's when we really start getting the better signals with any moving average strategy. Did you roll over on the 9? Why, Crypto? What's going on with you? What's up? We can go to a bigger time frame. So if you got a liquidation at $90, it still does make you feel better if we're not headed up to 98. So when we take it from this low to this high, we came to a 414 Fibonacci, and that is one of the targeted turnarounds, depending on what Fibonacci that we bounce from here. That's a great one. So I am looking for something to happen here. A good chance. Hopefully, but we could be just stair stepping our way down. I don't want to see that. But with these particular Fibonacci moves, that's a good chance that we can start coming back. That's how I'm reading this. Just having to zoom out and apply some Fib strategy. So let's come down. Are you going to play out on the smaller time frames? We're trying to regain the 9 moving average on the 1 minute. Thank you. It looked so dire just a few minutes ago. She's trying to find some support here. Ichimoku Cloud's she's warming up to the idea, but not sold on it that we can come back. So we're going to see that. Stop rolling over, Bitcoin. It looks bad on you. We got some divergence between here on small ass time frames. It's something to hope for. It doesn't mean that it's going to work out perfectly, man. And then of course you got trend lines. Oh, well, looks like you lost that one. Oh, this market will try all of our patience, won't it? Let me come back to the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Jump there. The break is smart thinking. Reevaluate, make some new rules. You've always got to be updating your rules, I believe. Chris Klein says, I'll catch tonight's stream for sure. Well, my man, you don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not the first person for this to happen to. it may not be the last time you find yourself in this situation either. Where are we at right now? So I don't beat yourself up too bad. Okay, let's look and see where we came down, and we did make a lower low from here. That kind of sucks a little bit. That is starting to lean us more toward this area here. And now we're at 93, and man, I've got this chart on these small time frames, just all so much stuff on here. I can't even see what's going on here. I'm at 24 minute now. That's why it looks so cluttered. All right, let me go somewhere new. Zoom out. Still looking at this idea. I'm still banking with this curving. Dang. Here we are on the daily. Got a fresh bearish cross here on the MACD. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that. We're at 93.3.
Bitcoin touched the clouds, now it's back on the ground. What went wrong with our gold? This scam is growing old.
That was our 786.
Tumble and fall, our hopes against the wall. Prayers for a saving trend. Will good times come again?
And the 886 is down here.
Market, tell me quick, who broke the market? This trick is slick. Up we go, then down. Real
Let me tighten up my fibs here.
broke the market, make it last.
Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. We're still in that range.
Charts are painted red. Our dreams are shot and dead. We gaze at shattered plans. Life slipping through our hands. Meetings in smoky rooms. Suits
Well, we can see an argument for how that might happen with that trend line from wick to wick. Oh, today just sucks in this market.
broke the market. Tell me quick.
Still got the 50 above the 100, the 100 above the 200. 200 moving average is way down here, 81,000.
Broke the market.
Oh, Lord.
It last.
Look, 800, 600, 360, 200, they all look strong and good. Even the 100. So does that mean we're coming down to touch the 200 after losing the 100? I mean, it's on the radar. That can happen with the moving average strategy. That's actually that's when the strategies lose that. We'd be looking at this, but we're also consolidating, and what you see is the same thing that happens on the smaller time frames, where all the big moving averages start coming up to meet price. And so the 200 also was doing that before, but it came up to meet price and range around. And if you follow this, that's happening on every time frame when you go up. And in my personal opinion, that's what's happening now, as these moving averages start to come up to our range. And here we are on the daily with the 200 way down here. I still think that they are trying to just fake us out. And they may drop us to 91, something like that. But damn. Here we're on the 4 hour, 800 moving average coming in at 91.8. But the fact that we made a higher high and then we came down to make a lower low. I want to see how price reacts here at 92.610. 91.7 is the 272, and this is just short. This is based on this, And we're getting confidence in the areas of the 886, 91.4. So these areas are they're on the table. They're on the table. And I got to wonder, are we still looking for the Adam and Eve formation here? I mean, it could still be playing out, making a bigger bottom, but should that be the main thing we're looking at? Not necessarily getting sold on that idea of playing out. It had a possibility. It still does have a possibility. But the old range. Come here, range. The old range tool is telling us that our point of control is at 96.1, that we should start going back up toward that way, and I'm not going to disagree with that at all. That would be a retest, in my personal opinion. But we are also just right below the bottom point of lower value high, or lower value point. I get my terms mixed up. 94.6, we're below that. Now, a lot of times with this tool, and it is a pretty cool tool, you can see where in previous times when we did get past these areas, and sometimes even nailed them, you know, we did bounce back up and get a bounce from these lows. One other thing that you can do, it probably won't apply to you, Bass, but you know, decrease your leverage. That might be something that well, as price goes up, if we start going back up 97, 98, that might be something that you could do, is decrease it. Those would be some options. I would think of just trying to you know, break even out of that trade would be that way. You're probably thinking that would just be wonderful. And man, I hope that works out for you. I pray for you, man. But this is part of the journey, and this is the bad part of the ride, unfortunately. But you will come out stronger from it. You will come out stronger from it. You will definitely remember the lessons that you're learning right now, and I'm going to give you a shout out, because that's what's going to make you a better trader and a better investor in this market. You're paying your dues. This is why you don't need to pay somebody $99 a month to. You pay your dues in the market with your own experience. But you talk like you're getting some value out of Master Friend, and so I'll you know, if that's making sense to you and working, you know, you're learning some good stuff from that. I'm all for that. And it does sound like Master Friend has a much better take on the market than well, his boss anyway. I'll give him that. And hopefully Master Friend's got some, you know, some suggestions and things of what to do in drawdown like this. Hopefully he should have some good techniques and things to use on perpetual futures. Man, look at you, 93.1. What have I got going on over here? Watch me get all freaking out. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm not seeing my spot margin count down that low in quite a while right there. That's sickening to me right now. I might have to get off here and start looking at some of my positions. My risk management on some of my... Ooh, some of them are getting... Wow, altcoins are taking a beating right now. This month for February, 24%, 25% down. Today, now we're down 9-10% on altcoins. They're dying. They're just a lot of fear and shakeouts going on right now. Golly, I hate that. We're just watching the market bleed out here. Total 3 coming down deep. I guess you are coming down to 800 something thousand, aren't you? Hey, do you guys remember? Yeah, remember when we were talking about, oh man, this crossed over on Total 3, and even on Bitcoin on the daily doing that. And that's still something I'm having to work through now. I still have not got this mastered. But when the weekly tells me something's going to happen, I'm sitting there. You can't discount that. I mean, it always proves itself out. It just always does. As just being, hey man, you need to listen to me. And I just look back now and think, well, what if I had that general rule in place like I was supposed to, and whenever we do get this crossing, that I sell out of half my altcoins? I mean, it's not appealing, and it's not, you're looking at it at the time saying, but you're down, it's not good, nah. But what if I'd done that rule? And I think those are the kind of the rules that I want to start looking at. Here's something bullish. 100 moving average, not yet crossing the 200 on the weekly. This is on the weekly. But a lot of times when we see that cross happens, there can be a drop. And we may be coming down here. Altcoins, ooh, not definite yet, but it is on the radar. $742 billion, could be losing about another 80-90 billion out of altcoins over this next week or so. Doesn't have to be a straight down drop, but it sucks. My goodness. We have just got the dumpy plays going on here. Well, Adam and Eve, total 3 on the 1 hour. Never confirmed. Never broke out. And you could say has now failed. And that idea is now invalid. Now you got a range idea. And this doesn't mean it necessarily has to go there, but it is also pointing down another drop. Just taking this as the range that it is and applying the measure mood also gives us some areas to look for that suggest we might be headed. That sucks. And, you know, so the responsible people might be looking at their portfolios and thinking, well, I need to de-risk and do some stuff. And that's probably true. And I may have to do that here in a few minutes myself when I get off here. But the sad thing is, you know, the people, the market makers and all that, the composite man, however you want to look at the opposition and the manipulators and things like that. The people purposely driving down price right now. I mean, they know those things are going to happen, and this is how they're getting paid because they're ready. When at some point they're just going to flip this. They're just going to flip this and take it right back up. And so it's left for us to manage our risk and manage our emotions and try to make the smartest decisions that we can do at a time. And we're going to look back in a few days and say, well, that wasn't so smart. Or we might look back in a few days, well, it wasn't fun, but at least I did what I had to do. And that's where we are in the market right now on some of these longer term plays. Unless you've been playing it perfectly. If you've been playing it perfectly, you probably got your own show right now on YouTube saying, look, who's in this trade with me? I'm just joking. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to have to get off and I'm going to have to do a little account management because I'm seeing some things. My risk is starting to get kind of crazy on some of these. So I've got to go do what I got to do or I'm going to be on here crying too. I will be selling 10% of some of my altcoin bags here. Looks like just to manage my risk. Guys, thanks for hanging out. It sounds like I'm in a rush, but I'm going to have to start taking care of my portfolio here. Saw it bounced exactly at my support line at 140 on CoinEX. Oh, cool. It better not be as bad as we feel unless it goes further. How's it doing? Does it look like it's... Did it go down to 140? Man, I'm so glad that I did what I did last night with Saul. I had to manage my position with Saul last night. Ooh, where you at right now? 147? Did you nail the target, my man? Congratulations. Oh, she went down to the 2, huh? Man, I'm not used to seeing some of these fibs guys get hit. Those are they're doing some bigger plays than what they normally do here. That was a yeah, you didn't go to the 0.5. You would have counted that as a 0.5. I would expect a 0.2 or a 2. You're basically we're kind of looking at a bullish ABD equals CD thing, and that means that when these things come down to these areas, oh crap, they should start flipping bullish after they hit these targets. This did not square up, so I'm not sure if this is actually going to work. You're actually at a 414. I'll put this down here anyway. It's fuzzy. I'm not sold on that one because she didn't line up perfectly, but we still got kind of that same idea happening. All right, guys, I'm going to get up here and take care of my accounts and make sure I'm not getting blasted or anything like that and sidewinded. Appreciate you for hanging out, and I know it is rough. My feelings are with all you guys. The market will turn around. Just don't let it flush us out, but do safeguard your risk. Do what you got to do to safeguard your capital if it goes that way. Looks like we might be bouncing. We need to. The market makers work. By the way, checked out Crypto Cypher on YouTube. He's always streaming, watching the market off and on throughout the day, and will answer your questions in the chat for you. Oh, that's cool. If they're there to help you and not try to sell you something, then yeah, maybe. You're not there yet. You're not there yet, but I'm feeling for you. I'm looking. We're at 93.5, and that's one of the places we were looking at when we first started the stream. 93.5. We went a little bit lower at 92.9. I know this is trying for you. I know it is. Again, what I'm going to suggest, or just an idea to think about, is if, any time that we get a pull, anytime we get up, try to de-risk. If you're going to try to de-risk, meaning you're going to try to lighten your load on your position, try to do it on the bump ups. Try not to do it on the way downs. On the way downs is when you're thinking, I need to do it now, but it's usually turns out to be the worst time. It usually turns out to be the worst time. But after they drive us down so far, even every time that they're driving us down now, there's a relief pump. There's a relief pump. Look for those. They drove us down here. We came up for a relief. It only went up, didn't go up more than half that way, right? Drove us down, didn't come up more than half. So around these half places, if you pull your Fibonacci to be somewhere on the 0.5, you can front run it. It wouldn't hurt to front run it. But that seems to be where they pump us back up. And if they're going to jump us back down again, that's where they'll start doing it. So if you can find those areas, I think those are the best places to try to de-risk. And that might help you out a little bit more and lower that thing. And unless your only other option is to capitulate and then take what you got left and try to build it back up. And you can. I can definitely tell you, if I remember right, if you said that this was a few minutes ago, it's probably different now, but you said if you got out, you'd only have $750. I can tell you, but it does take time, but you can take that and you can 10x it, because I've done it personally here on futures with just tightening up my game for stop losses and risk management. So you can. Don't let that thought be in your head, man. I've lost 75% of my funds and I'm screwed from here, because that's not how the game works. It's not how the game works. It sucks to be in that situation, but you can turn that $750 back into $7,500, which I think is more than what you had when you started or with this trade, right? So I mean, the wrong thing to do is to let your emotions and your fear win. Even if they're right, don't let them win. That sounds kind of weird to say, but it's just generally better not to look at this. That's nice. Doesn't mean it's going to stick. We might keep stair stepping down, but that's a good sign. That's a good sign that we're bouncing off of these Fibonacci areas. That's a 113. And I'm just looking here on these smaller time frames, looking for any bullish divergence. It's trying. They're trying. But before I go, I mean, I'll mention we did get a lower low. We might still have some lower areas to come, but dear Lord, help my people. Help my people make smart choices. Good choices. Be with them, God. Keep them safe, Lord. We've reclaimed the 618. We lost it. And I wish I could tell you exactly what this market is going to do, but none of us know. We can only look at the probabilities. All right, guys, I've got to get off of here. God bless each and every one of you. My prayers and thoughts are with you. And I know it's hard. I know it's frustrating, and I feel that too right now. But this is part of the game, part of the final flesh out. It really is. They do this every 4 years. It's just that now, this February, got everybody excited for an up month, and I think they took advantage of it. We got some serious players in the game, and they seriously want this Bitcoin cheap. And if nothing else, it tells us we need to lighten up on leverage, lighten up on positions, and, you know, play it a little bit more conservative to try to stick in the game, because I don't know if this is going to be the last of their flesh outs. You know, they may take us back up to 100, and then they may take us down to 90 if they're not doing it now. God bless you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow night. We'll see how the market is. Hopefully, God willing, with God's guidance, you know, maybe we'll have a turnaround. We're back about 95,000. We're at 93.5 now, so there's some hope coming back up toward this lower value high there. Gotta go, guys. And, you know, you might need to just safeguard your positions. Watch them carefully. Good night, everybody. See you tonight.
Bought some tokens that went up into the sky. Thought those gains would never ever say goodbye. Dollar cost dreaming, thought it was the plan. Now my balance sinking like it's stuck in quicksand.
Oh, that's funny.
Dip, now I'm flat out of dough. Crypto spinning wild, man, it's taking me low. From cloud nine to a pit, it's a hectic ride. My pocket's empty, feels like something just died. Crypto blues, the road is getting rough. Thought I'd be moonwalking, but it's just a
Yeah, that sucks when that happens.
empty wallet woes, can't keep up with the tide. Hope's riding high, now they're taking a dive.
Well, we might disagree on that. Doesn't mean we can't be friends, though. My take is God is involved in everything. Everything.
One moment in stars, next crash.
But I don't view God as a man sitting on a throne either. I believe he's got hands-on everything, but he's got rules. Rules that give us freedom to let us make our own effed-up decisions. And he lets us grow. So the intervention that everybody expects doesn't always happen the way that they want it. But he's there. He's a guiding light. It's my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. but you'll hear it a lot here on this channel. Because I love my God.
Digital dreams
It took a lifetime to get there.
fast. Living in the future now, stuck in the past. Searching for a sign that it'll turn around.
Good night, everybody.